Welcome back, I'm Tedward, and welcome to the 4th generation Honda Prelude. Oh yes. Let's get it started and we'll talk about it. Look at this dashboard, space age stuff. 603 miles on this car. Honda Heritage Collection has the coolest stuff. So let's take a quick look around. So this was the introduction of VTEC in the 4th generation. However, this one doesn't have VTEC, but what it does have, because the earlier ones had a 2.3 liter, so this is the 2.3 liter, not the 2.2 with VTEC, but this does have the electronic controlled 4-wheel steering. So I am really excited to experience that. Now, the 3rd generation introduced 4-wheel steering. It was the first production car to have 4-wheel steering, and then, make sure we don't get hit by anything, this car kind of took it to a new level. I love the look of this car. The front end of this is iconic, and one of the things that I almost forgot, I'm like, why do I love this car? Why do I have such a nostalgia for this car? Because I've never owned one, and no one on my street owned one. But I played a lot of Gran Turismo as a kid, and this was one of the first cars you would get in Gran Turismo. It was cheap enough in order to start the game. But anyway, we're on a 15-inch wheel with a 205 section tire, so that's up an inch from the 14s on the previous generation. Inside, check out these seats. This car starts to get really luxurious, still carrying over the heritage and the style of these seats, because they're always very slim up top, and then they give you these big side bolsters. In the back, 2 seats for passengers, not much room for them, and just these little baby, look at this, little baby carpets. Pretty cool. I have sat in the back of a Prelude in the past. It is not my favorite thing in the world to do. And what's great about these seats, they even have a mechanical memory seat, which is just fascinating to me. Let's do a quick peek in the trunk. Got this great spoiler, looks very sporty, and then plenty of room back here in case you were curious. We love a red Honda. Look how large these doors are. And just like the other generation, we get the vents coming in through the door. This really wraps around you. This is such a phenomenal cabin. Still kind of an old dated style for this. Let's see, what year is this one? This one's a 94. Let's see how this is to drive. Oh, what a massive change from the previous generation. No pop-up headlights. We can forgive it for that because the nose is just gorgeous in this car. And this just starts to feel really substantial. Still very light steering like the previous gen. Oh my goodness. Four-wheel steering. It's so cool. And it's not so extreme, you know, it's subtle. You still have the power sunroof. I held that button too long. My apologies for the mechanically sympathetic. Gorgeous shifter. There's a Top Gun house. Supple ride. Got to get used to where this clutch is catching, and we also have to keep an eye out for people who don't stop at stop signs. Not in a Nissan. Honda culture is everywhere. Now we're starting to get the sound that I recognize to be Honda. Oh my goodness. That's too new to be that smoky. That sounds really good. I'm into it. I'm really into it. The guy looks like a New Yorker in California. I'm very confused. Oh, good. We got over the tracks before the train came. Fantastic. All right, let's take a look. This is all like leather wrapped, like nice stuff too. The mirror controls are now down in the center instead of on the door. We have to do our own hill stops. No assist. Oh, this is like a high quality motor vehicle. I've driven one, and it was rough. It was not a primo example of what this car should be or could be. And I thought the engine was cool, but I definitely understood that it was not emblematic of Honda's greatness. This, however, pretty darn good. I'm in love with this shifter. I wonder if I can put this seat down anymore. Let's see, does it? It only, all right, it only kind of does that. Tilt, no telescope. Good to know. Unfortunately, we are kind of just driving this in traffic right now. But my choices were drive it in traffic or don't drive it at all. And I'm going to drive it in traffic. Look at that. Easy to rev match. Weird glove box control. It's just like a little turny guy, but it like stays there. It's very strange. Look at this. Okay, so you can see. All right, we'll look at that when we get to another red light. We're gonna have plenty of red lights, so. Lane splitting in California. Would have been cool to get this turned, but could definitely use some VTEC. It actually starts to fall off a little bit right up top after kind of 6,000 RPM, maybe a little bit higher. Whereas that's where you can see if you had the 2.2 liter with VTEC, that would just scream the whole time. Beauty. Drive cars like this, you start to understand where the Honda fanboyism came from and why people were just loyal and obsessed with these cars. I mean, yeah, they were sort of modular and you could always go through and take parts from other Hondas and put them on your Honda. Very Porsche-like in that regard. But it was like the everyman's car, and it was really cool that the everyman's car was a motorsports brand as well. '90s Honda, man. I don't think it gets any cooler than that. Another red Honda. She looks very flustered. I hope she's going to have a better day than whatever that just was. That was a lot. I could tell she's really upset because she seemed like a little upset at me for seemingly no reason. I was just letting her go. But, yeah, maybe she's just not having her day. But a red Honda will see that another red Honda gets what they need in traffic. These brakes do feel good. I feel like that guy doesn't have a light. I'm very confused about what I'm seeing out here. This is cuckoo banana land. Oh, remember when cars had character like this and not like that? This is a really impressive thing. I'm just like, oh, they had it together. This is so charming, so good. I need a vintage Honda. I need a 90s Honda. Whoa, cyclists came over there like with the train. That was okay. A little brave. All right, stupid. You gotta stop. I think what's amazing about these cars is driving all these vintage Preludes has taught me what they meant. That they were Gran Tours. They're kind of soft. They're sporty for sure, but they're luxurious. They were a sporty luxury GT. These were not track day toys. These were meant to get you to work and down the weekend trip, but then when you find the fun coastal road, the mountain road, you're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to be able to pin it into some corners and lean it and tuck it in and late brake and see if you can get it to rotate and it's just playful. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what the new Prelude has to offer and if it kind of maintains some of that philosophy. Because you never know. A name is a name, and the name has cachet. People really are territorial about the Prelude name. So when you're going to name a new car after something that people loved for generations, you better know what you're doing. I've got faith in Honda. Great shifter feel. But honestly, I think the second generation Prelude has the best shifter. road noise transmitted through the cabin, and that also maintained in current Hondas. I also just love the visibility of these cars. The hood just drops, so I see pretty much everything in front of me. There's always like a nice greenhouse in these Preludes. Well, I hope you enjoyed a short historical journey through the generations of these cars. I know I did. Classic whine of that straight cut reverse gear. All right, let's just get under the hood real quick and then we'll sign off. I just want to show you this engine because I always love the way these things look like jewelry under the hood. Show you what's what. Let's see if I can get this smooth. There we go. Oh yes. And it's funny because they all, through the generations, have a very similar kind of layout and appearance, but man, this looks just wonderful. And I would love to drive another newer version of this in the same generation with VTEC just to hear it come on cam. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive and live out your Gran Turismo fantasies in real life. See ya. Ooh, look at this door handle. I never realized the shape of that. Interesting. That's very cool. All right, I could nerd out on this all day.